What if the reason your life has not changed is not because you lack discipline, but because something invisible is silently blocking you? In February 2026, many will set intentions. Few will move forward, not because they are weak, but because they are blocked, and they don't even know by what. Stay until the end of this speech, because what blocks you is not outside. It is closer than your breath, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You are not blocked by lack of effort. You are blocked by constant noise. Noise is not always sound. Noise is uncontrolled thought. Your mind speaks even when life is silent. It speaks when you wake up. It speaks when you lie down. Most people never experience a quiet mind. They only experience tiredness. A tired mind cannot see clearly. A tired mind confuses movement with progress. You think you are busy, but busy does not mean effective. Noise steals precision. Noise weakens intention. Every thought demands energy. Every unnecessary thought drains strength. You feel exhausted without meaningful action. This is the cost of noise. Noise creates urgency without direction. It pushes you to react instead of choose. Reaction is not power. Reaction is loss of control. A noisy mind cannot listen. A noisy mind cannot decide. Clarity does not come from thinking more. Clarity comes from thinking less. Silence is not absence. Silence is mastery. When the mind becomes quiet, the body relaxes. When the body relaxes, energy returns. Most people fear silence because silence exposes truth. In silence, you hear what you avoid. In silence, excuses disappear. Noise protects weakness. Silence reveals discipline. If you cannot sit quietly, you cannot move powerfully. The first block is distraction. Distraction fragments your life. Your attention is pulled in many directions. Social media, opinions, comparisons. Every pull leaves you weaker. Every pull reduces focus. Focus is not force. Focus is removal. Remove what is unnecessary. What remains becomes strong. A sharp blade is not thicker. It is cleaner. Your mind needs sharpening, not filling. Noise convinces you that you are behind. Silence reminds you that you are present. Presence restores authority. Authority restores calm. When you are calm, you are accurate. Accuracy saves time. Accuracy saves energy. Most mistakes are not from lack of skill. They come from lack of stillness. Stillness is preparation. Stillness is respect. You rush because you are noisy inside. You slow down when the mind settles. Slowness is not weakness. Slowness is control. A controlled mind chooses wisely. A restless mind chooses quickly. Quick choices feel productive. Wise choices change life. Noise makes you chase results. Silence makes you build foundation. Foundations are invisible, but they carry everything. Your life collapses where your mind is loud. Your life grows where your mind is quiet. You do not need motivation. You need space. Space allows insight. Insight allows direction. Direction removes doubt. Doubt disappears in clarity. Silence is not passive. Silence is alert. In silence, you see patterns. In silence, you see truth. Truth simplifies. Simplicity accelerates. Complexity is created by noise. Simplicity is born from stillness. The first discipline is quieting the mind. Without it, nothing lasts. Control the noise and you remove the first block. When the noise fades, the path becomes obvious, and when the path is clear, movement becomes effortless. You are not stuck, you are comfortable. Comfort feels safe, but safety can become a prison. You stay where you are. Not because you want to, but because it is familiar. The familiar requires no courage. The familiar requires no growth. Comfort whispers lies. It says tomorrow is better. It says later is wiser. Later becomes never. Comfort numbs urgency. Urgency is necessary for change. Without urgency, life stays the same. You call it patience, but it is avoidance. Growth always begins with friction. No friction means no progress. The body avoids pain. The mind justifies it. Together, they create excuses. Excuses sound reasonable. That is why they are dangerous. Comfort convinces you that you deserve rest, even when you have done nothing meaningful. True rest comes after effort. False rest comes before action. Comfort is seductive, because it asks nothing from you, but life demands participation. Every version of strength was once uncomfortable. Every skill you admire was once painful to learn. You admire discipline, but you resist the discomfort it requires. You want results, but you avoid the process. Comfort focuses on feelings. Discipline focuses on direction. Feelings change daily. Direction remains steady. Comfort asks, how do I feel today? Discipline asks, what must be done? Your future is built by discipline, not by moods. Comfort shrinks your world. Discomfort expands it. Each time you avoid discomfort, your tolerance becomes weaker. Each time you face it, your capacity grows. Strength is trained, not gifted. Comfort creates dependency. Dependency creates fear. Fear keeps you small. You fear losing comfort more than losing potential. This is the second block. Comfort delays decisions. Delays destroy momentum. Momentum is fragile. Once lost, it is hard to regain. Comfort tells you to wait for motivation. Discipline creates motivation through action. Action precedes confidence. Confidence never comes first. You want certainty before you move, but certainty comes after movement. This misunderstanding keeps you stuck. Discomfort is temporary, regret is permanent. Most people choose temporary comfort and live with permanent regret. Growth feels heavy at first because you are lifting new weight. With time, the weight becomes strength, but only if you continue. Comfort lies about protection. It does not protect you. It slowly weakens you. The body adapts to challenge. The mind adapts to standards. Raise the standard. The mind follows. Lower the standard. The mind decays. Comfort lowers standards quietly, without resistance. You wake up one day and wonder where your discipline went. It was traded. For ease, life does not reward ease. It rewards effort aligned with purpose. Discomfort sharpens focus. Comfort dulls it. When life becomes too easy, the soul becomes restless. Restlessness is a sign you are meant for more. Do not silence it with comfort. Listen with courage. Step into what challenges you. That is where growth waits. Comfort keeps you entertained. Discomfort makes you capable. Capability creates confidence. Confidence creates freedom. Freedom is earned, not given. The second block is attachment. Attachment to ease. Release it. Choose what strengthens you, not what soothes you. When comfort no longer controls you, the path forward opens. You are not blocked by the future. You are blocked by what you did not finish in the past. Unfinished emotions stay active, even when you pretend they are gone. You move forward physically, but emotionally you remain behind. Every unexpressed emotion consumes energy. You feel tired without effort. This is why most people avoid emotions, because emotions feel uncomfortable. But avoidance does not erase them. It stores them. Stored emotions become weight. Weight slows movement. You carry anger you never released, sadness you never allowed, fear you never faced. These emotions wait patiently. They surface when you least expect. You call it stress, you call it anxiety, but it is unfinished business. An emotion fully felt completes itself. An emotion suppressed demands attention later. The body remembers what the mind ignores. Tension in the shoulders, tightness in the chest, restlessness in the breath. These are signals, not problems. Signals tell you where you stopped feeling. You believe strength means control, but real strength is honesty. Emotional honesty requires courage. Courage to sit with discomfort without distraction. Most people distract themselves. Work, not entertainment. Noise. Distraction delays healing. Healing is not fixing. Healing is allowing. Allow the emotion to exist without judgment. Judgment creates resistance. Resistance prolongs pain. When you stop resisting, the emotion softens. Pain intensifies when avoided. Pain dissolves when acknowledged. This is not weakness. This is discipline. Emotional discipline. You cannot think your way out of emotion. You must feel through it. Thought avoids. Feeling completes. Unfinished emotions distort perception. You react stronger than necessary. You take things personally. The present triggers the past. Someone speaks, but you hear an old wound. You respond to memory, not reality. This creates conflict. Inside and outside. Inner conflict drains life force. Peace is not absence of problems. Peace is completion of emotion. Completion frees energy. Energy returns when emotion settles. You feel lighter, not because life changed, but because weight was released. Most people chase motivation. They actually need emotional release. A clear emotional state creates natural motivation. You do not need to become positive. You need to become honest. Honesty clears blockage. Unfelt grief hardens the heart. Unfelt anger stiffens the body. You become guarded. Defensive. Defense blocks growth. Growth requires openness. Openness feels risky, but it is necessary to move forward. You must stop running from feeling. Sit with it. Breathe with it. Do not label it. Do not explain it. Just feel until it loses power. Emotions are temporary. Avoidance makes them permanent. Most emotional pain lasts seconds. Suffering lasts years. Suffering is resistance. Release is surrender. Surrender is not giving up. It is letting go. Letting go frees movement. When emotion completes, clarity follows. Clarity restores choice. Choice restores power. Power returns quietly. No drama, no force, just presence. You stop reacting. You start responding. Response is conscious. Reaction is automatic. Automatic behavior is past-driven. Conscious behavior is resent-based. The present has no emotional debt. Freedom lives here. The third block is emotional avoidance. Face it, feel it, finish it. When emotions are complete, they no longer control you, and when emotion no longer controls you, your path forward becomes clear. You are blocked by who you think you are, not by who you truly are. From a young age, you were given names, roles, labels. You accepted them because you needed belonging. Over time, these labels hardened. They became identity. Identity feels stable, but it is often a cage. You say, "This is just who I am." That sentence quietly ends growth. Identity limits behavior. Behavior limits outcomes. You defend your identity even when it hurts you. Because letting go feels like death, but what dies is not you. It is illusion. False identity is built from memory. Memory is past. Living from memory blocks the present. You repeat patterns because you repeat self-images. I am not disciplined. I am emotional. I am unlucky. Words become boundaries. The mind seeks consistency, so it proves the identity right. You act in ways that confirm the label. This creates a loop. Identity is not truth. It is habit. Habits can be changed. The moment you question identity, space opens. Space allows choice. Without space, you react automatically. Reaction protects identity. Response transforms it. False identity fears change because change threatens familiarity. You confuse familiarity with safety. Safety is awareness, not labels. When you cling to identity, you stop learning. Learning requires humility. Humility dissolves false self-images. True confidence is not knowing who you are. It is being open to what you can become. Rigid identity resists feedback. Flexible identity grows. You are not your past mistakes. You are not your achievements. Both are events, not essence. When praised, identity inflates. When criticized, identity collapses. This emotional swing is a sign of false identification. True self remains steady. Steadiness comes from detachment. Detach from the story, not from responsibility. Responsibility increases. When identity loosens, you stop defending, you start improving. False identity asks, "How do I look?" True presence asks, "What is needed now?" This shift changes everything. You stop seeking validation, you start building substance. Validation is fragile, substance is lasting. False identity needs approval. True self needs alignment. Alignment creates inner strength. Strength does not announce itself, it is calm. When identity dissolves, ego relaxes. When ego relaxes, clarity appears. Clarity reveals potential. Potential was always there. It was covered by labels. Labels simplify the world, but oversimplify you. You are not one thing. You are capacity. Capacity expands. When identity loosens, you become adaptable. Resilient life stops threatening you because nothing rigid remains to break. This is freedom. Freedom is not doing anything. It is not being trapped by definitions. Definitions block evolution. The fourth block is identification, attachment to a fixed self-image. Release it gently. Do not fight identity. Observe it. Observation weakens attachment. With time, the false self fades. What remains is awareness. Awareness acts clearly without fear. When you no longer protect an image, you move honestly. Honest movement is powerful. And when identity no longer blocks you, life flows without resistance. You are not weak. You are absent. Your body is here. Your mind is elsewhere. Most of your life happens in thought, not in reality. You replay the past. You rehearse the future. The present moment is ignored, but power exists only here when you are not present. Your actions lose weight. You speak, but your words lack force. You move, but your movement lacks direction. Presence is not relaxation. Presence is attention. Attention gathers energy. Scattered attention leaks strength. Every time your mind wanders, energy follows it. This is why you feel drained without doing much. Presence returns energy. When you are fully here, you feel more alive, not because life changed, but because you arrived. Most people rush because their mind is ahead. Rushing creates mistakes. Mistakes create frustration. Frustration creates more distraction. This cycle repeats. Presence breaks the cycle. When you slow the mind, the body becomes precise. Precision saves effort. Effortless does not mean lazy. It means efficient. Presence removes unnecessary movement. You do less, but achieve more. When eating, you scroll. When listening, you prepare to speak. When walking, you think of destination. You miss life. Life is not later. Life is now. Being present feels uncomfortable at first because there is no escape, no distraction, no avoidance. You face what is. This honesty builds strength. Presence sharpens perception. You notice details. Details guide decisions. Good decisions compound. Most errors come from inattention, not incompetence. Presence trains mastery. Masters are not faster thinkers, they are better observers. Observation requires stillness. Stillness is internal, not external. You can be still in action. This is controlled movement. Controlled movement creates confidence. Confidence grows quietly. When present, you respond instead of react. Reaction is past-based. Response I present-based. The present has no fear. Fear lives in imagination. When you are here, fear weakens. You stop resisting experience. Resistance drains energy. Acceptance redirects energy. You accept what is, so you can change what is possible. Presence does not mean surrendering goals. It means acting without mental noise. Noise blurs judgment. Clear judgment comes from presence. Presence makes simple things meaningful. You enjoy effort because you are inside it. When present, even difficulty feels purposeful. Purpose removes suffering. You suffer when you want to be elsewhere. Be here. Suffering ends. Presence is practiced. Moment by moment. You return again and again. This return is discipline. Discipline is not force. It is remembrance. Remember to be here when present. Time expands. You feel less rushed, even with more responsibility. Presence organizes time. A distracted mind wastes hours. A present mind completes tasks. Completion builds trust. Trust builds self-respect. Self-respect stabilizes identity. Presence connects you to reality. Reality grounds you. Grounded people are unshakable. The fifth block is absence. Living everywhere but here. Remove it. Arrive fully when you are present. Nothing is missing. And when nothing is missing, life moves forward with ease. You are blocked because you are waiting. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting to feel confident. Waiting to feel certain. This waiting feels responsible, but it is fear in disguise. You believe action should come after clarity, but clarity comes after action. Most people misunderstand this. They wait for motivation. They wait for assurance. Life does not reward waiting. Life responds to movement. Every day you delay, doubt grows stronger. Doubt feeds on inaction. Action starves doubt. You ask others for approval. You seek validation, but no one can authorize your path. Permission is internal. When you wait for permission, you hand power away. Power cannot be borrowed. Power is taken through responsibility. Responsibility feels heavy because it removes excuses. Excuses protect comfort. Comfort keeps you small. Waiting is passive resistance. You say, I am not ready yet. Ready for what? Readiness is built, not discovered. You become ready by acting. Mistakes are not failure. They are feedback. Feedback refines direction. No movement means no feedback. No feedback means no growth. You want certainty before risk, but certainty is a result of experience. Experience requires risk. This is the order. Waiting reverses it. People who move, learn. People who wait, imagine. Imagination without action creates fear. Fear multiplies in stillness. Action interrupts fear. Even small action shifts momentum. Momentum changes identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who waits. You become someone who moves. This shift is powerful. You do not need to know the whole path. You only need the next step. The next step reveals the next. Waiting demands a perfect map. Movement creates the map. You fear making the wrong choice. But indecision is also a choice, and it has consequences. Life moves forward without your consent. Opportunities expire. Waiting does not pause time. You wait for confidence. But confidence follows competence. Competence follows repetition. Repetition requires action. This is unavoidable. Those you admire were not fearless. They acted with fear. Courage is not absence of fear. Courage is movement despite it. When you act, fear loses authority. Authority shifts to you. Waiting keeps authority external. You look for signs, but signs appear after commitment. Commitment activates support. The world responds to decision. Indecision sends no signal. You remain invisible to opportunity. Opportunity moves toward clarity. Clarity comes from choice. Choose, even imperfectly. You can adjust while moving. You cannot adjust while standing still. Waiting feels safe, but it is the slowest way to fail. Failure through action teaches. Failure through waiting wastes time. Time is not renewable. Each delay costs life. You do not need permission from parents, from society, from circumstances. You need permission from yourself. Give it now. Stop asking. Start acting. Responsibility will shape you. Pressure will strengthen you. Movement will clarify you. The final block is hesitation, disguised as patience. Remove it. Step forward. When you stop waiting, life meets you halfway, and when movement begins, nothing can block you anymore.